Hello viewers, you're welcome again to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be recreating this beautiful pinafore stylish gown you are seeing on the screen. If this is your first time coming across to my channel, please kindly hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you get notified anytime I upload a new video. And to my returning subscribers, thanks for all your support. Please make sure you watch till the end because I'll be showing you how you can sew this gown with a neat finishing in case you are into ready to wear. So this is the beautiful fabric I will be working with. It's a flower crepe and I have 2 yards here. Okay, I didn't know my camera was not recording when I was cutting the upper part. So I will use my pattern paper now to show you how I cut it. It's also the same thing when you are cutting directly on your fabric. Okay, I will start with the back part. To cut your pinafore, you need only 2 measurements, your shoulder width and your half length. To get the width of my dress, I will be deducting 4 inches from my actual shoulder measurement. My shoulder is 16 inches. If I deduct 4 inches, I have 12 inches. Because my fabric will be unfold, I will divide the 12 inches by 2. So I have 6 inches. I've marked it. I will add extra 1 inch for sewing allowance. So for my half length now, I have 17 inches. That's from my shoulder to my waistline. But because I will be adding waistband for my elastic, I will be removing 2 inches from 17 inches. I'll be left with 15 inches. So that 15 inches is what I will mark as my length. I will now mark it and rule it out the way you see me doing. From my shoulder to my half length, straight down. All right, so the next thing now is to mark my neck width. I'll be using 3 inches for my neck width. I will mark it. So for my neck depth, I will use 2 inches. That's what I will use for my neck depth. And I will connect it, just curve it the way you see me doing. All right, so I will come down by half inch for my shoulder slope. I won't be adding any sewing allowance on the shoulder. That's why I took half inch. Please remember, when you are cutting directly on your fabric, it will be unfold. Take note of that. You now cut it out the way you see me doing. All right, after cutting it, I will place my pattern on the one I cut out for you to see. Okay, see what I have here. I forgot to add my sewing allowance on the lower part. So you add 1 inch for sewing allowance at the lower part. So the next thing now is to cut my front part. I will still measure 6 inches for my shoulder width and I add 1 inch for sewing allowance. I will now come down by 15 inches plus my 1 inch sewing allowance. I will now rule it out straight down. Okay, that's what I have. So after that, I will now measure 3 inches for my shoulder width. That's for my front. And for the opening, I will measure from my shoulder to my nipple point. That's 10 inches. Okay, so on that 10 inches, I will come out by 1.5. That's what I will measure. So if I unfold it, it will be 3 inches. I will mark it there and I will curve it to my neckline. You can use your pattern master or use freehand, anyone that works well for you. I'll curve it straight to my neck width. Just watch what I'm doing. Okay, so I will now roll it out straight like this. That's what I have. So for my shoulder width, I will measure 1 inch. As for my front, I'll connect it to my neckline. That's what I have. I will now cut it out. You can reduce it if you want at the down part, but I don't want to reduce it because I want it to cover my breast very well. Okay, I will also place my front on it so that you see I have the same thing. Okay, that's what you will have. Okay, if you open it up now, that's how it will look like, the two fronts. All right, so this down part I have 3 inches because I took 1.5 inches. That's how it looks like. I will now set it aside and work on the lower part. So for the lower part, the total length of my gown is 50 inches. When I remove my upper part, which is 17 inches, I'll be left with 43 inches. That's how I got the length of my down part. And for the width, I use my round hip measurement plus extra 15 inches, both sewing allowance included, to determine the width of the lower part. My hip is 46 inches plus 15 inches, so I have 61 inches. If you are slim, you can make it fuller, but I don't want to add much because my hip is big. So this is for my elastic band, the 2 inches I cut at. The length is also 61 inches. The width is 2 inches. I added 1 inch for sewing allowance. If you unfold it, it will give you 6 inches in total. I also cut out belt that I will be using to tie it at the front. The length is 20 inches. I cut out 2. So the width, I have 2 inches for the width. This is my elastic band. It's 2 inches. So on the sewing part, I will show you how to cut it. So the next thing now is to sew it. I iron my soft gum to stabilize it. I cut my lining both for the front and back. If you have enough fabric, you can use the same material as your lining. All right, so the next thing now is to sew my front. I will go to my sewing machine now and sew it. I'll sew the center front, the two center front, and come back and show you what you will have. Okay, I've sewn it. I sew the center front only. This side I did not sew it. It will be open. So for my back, I only sew my neckline. I will give it a notch so that if I turn it, it will relax very well. After notching it, I will open it up. Just open it up and iron it very well. So for my front, I will open the seam. I'll open the seam and iron it very well before I join my shoulder. I'll just iron it so that if I turn it, it will be very neat. All right, so after ironing it, you turn it this side also and iron it. So the next thing now is to join my front and back shoulder together. I'll be joining lining to lining, fabric to fabric. Just open the front up like this, and I will take one part of my front and align it with my back shoulder the way you see me doing. Just align it very well. Use your pin to hold it. I'm trying to achieve a neat finishing. So I will sew the shoulder now with 1/2 inch. I'll repeat the same thing on the other shoulder. Just watch what I'm doing. You will understand. Open it up like this and you match it together. I'll just go to my sewing machine and sew it and come back and show you what you have. Okay, I've sewn it already. This is what you will have. I've sewn my lining to lining, fabric to fabric on my shoulder. So I will remove my pins now and show you what you have. All right, so I will turn it this way. This is for my front. I will also turn the other side. Okay, so this is what you will have. You just give it a good ironing. Iron it very well so that everything will lay flat. Okay, see my shoulder. I've concealed it. It's looking very neat now. Okay, if you turn it, this is what you will have. I've turned my front the way it's supposed to be. I'll just stitch the down part down. Okay, so the next thing now is to sew the side. I will sew the side straight from my front straight to the back like this. All right, I also do the same thing on the other side. Okay, I'll go to my sewing machine now and sew it and come back and show you what you have. Okay, I've sewn it already. I've sewn the two sides. You can see what it looks like. So after removing my pin now, I will turn it inside out. Okay, I will turn it from the back. Just watch how I will push it out. That's how you will turn it. Okay, I will also do the same thing on the other side. If you have watched up to this length and you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly hit the subscribe button to support my channel. Thank you. Alright, I have turned it inside out. You arrange it very well and iron it. Give it a good press so that it will relax very well. As you can see, it's coming out already. Okay, I'll turn it to the wrong side now. See how it looks like. If you have enough fabric, you can use the same fabric as your lining. Okay, I will work on my band now. This is my waistband. So what I will do now is I will determine the middle. So I will fold it into 2 equal parts. Just fold it and notch the middle. After notching the middle, I also do the same thing on the upper part. So I will now confirm what I have here. As you can see, it's 12 inches that I have here. Okay, so I will also determine the middle of this one. Okay, so I'll be attaching my upper part on this side. That's why I notch it. So I will divide 12 inches, that's my width, by 2, and on that middle I will measure 6 inches on this side and also 6 inches on the other side. This part will be open. I will use my back part to confirm what I have there. All right, just mark it very well. So from where my 6 inches stopped, I will close it up with ½ inch. Just sew it straight with ½ inch. You leave this side open. That's where I will be attaching my back part. So for the front also, I will not sew it to the end. I will also do the same thing. I measure what I have for my front and I will place it this way. I'll leave 1 inch for my folding at the center front. So I will notch it here. This side will also be open. I'll not close it up. I'll sew now straight to where I mark my 6 inches. Okay, this is my belt, my front belt. I've sewn it and I'll turn it inside out with my scissors. Just push it the way you see me doing. That's the easiest way to turn it out. All right, so the next thing now is to iron it very well. Iron that ½ inch you left open so that it will relax very well. And when you are attaching your back parts, when you are attaching your upper part, it will be easy for you. I'll just iron it very well. Okay, this is what I have. I'll open the seam and iron it. Okay, the next thing now is to attach my lower part. So I will grab one side of the band. Just watch what I'm doing. The right side of the band will face the wrong side of the lower part and I will stitch it with ½ inch. Okay, I've sewn it already. As you can see, The right side of the band is facing the wrong side of the lower part. I will now fold it this way. Remember, this band is 2 inches, so I folded ½ inch that I will use to top stitch it. So I will push the seam of the lower part inside and lay my band on it because I will be top stitching on the band to achieve a neat finishing. Just place it very well. As you can see, I folded ½ inch that I will top stitch on it. Just fold it with your iron, it will be easier for you. If you can fix a collar, this will be easy for you. So I will stitch it now. I've stitched it already. It's looking very neat. You can zoom it to see how I did it. My camera was far. So see my back part now. That's the upper part. I've stitched it down. I will now put it inside the middle of the back that I left open. Just insert it very well. Make sure it's ½ inch that will go inside. I've done it. I will stitch on it, but before then I will use my office pin to hold it so that it won't be moving around when I'm sewing it. This is very important. Just push the ½ inch inside. Please be sure of what you are doing. Cross check your work before you sew. If you are into ready to wear, it's very necessary you sew with a neat finishing. That's why I'm taking it slowly to show you how you can achieve that. Alright, so I will turn the wrong side now and also arrange it. As you can see, it's looking neat. I'll fold it this way so that I can insert my front part. Just watch what I'm doing, you understand better. I'll also do the same thing I did at the back part. I've inserted my ½ inch. Also use my pin to secure it. As you can see, the opening at the center is 3 inches. Okay, I will top stitch on it. I left 1 inch that I'll use to fold it at the center front. Okay, I've stitched it down. See what I have here, very neat. Just stitch it at the edge with a tiny stitch. It's looking very neat. If you zoom it, you will see what I have. Alright, see the right side, you won't even see the stitching. The next thing now is to fix my elastic band. I have the length of 29 inches. How I got the 29 inches is that I removed 8 inches from my waist. My actual round waist is 40 inches, but because of the opening at the front, I removed 3 inches the same way I did at the upper part. It gives me 37 inches. So if I remove 8 inches, I have 29 inches. So I will cut off my 29 inches now. If you don't want the gathers to be too full, you can remove 6 inches. The width is 2 inches. So to insert it, I will use my safety pin. I just pin it this way and push it inside the 2 inches band. Just push it the way you see me doing. As you push, you stretch it out. Please note that you adjust your elastic band up to 37. That's my new round waist. I'll continue to push it out. See the way I'm doing it. If you're sewing your waistband, please don't sew it too tight so that your elastic can easily pass through it. I will use my office pin now to secure it so that the elastic will not go inside. If you have safety pin, you can use it to hook it. Alright, I'm done inserting it. Make sure the gather is up to that 37 inches for your new round waist. So when you are pushing it, make sure you leave about 1 inch for your folding at the front. You now go to your sewing machine and secure the elastic. Just stitch the elastic down. I will fold the 1 inch like this. I'll fold it inside. I'll also hem the down part. After that, I will attach my belt. I'll just fold it this way into 2. I will now place it like this and top stitch on it. I'll do it and come back and show you what you have. I've attached the belt already. See how everything is looking all nice and neat. For the down part, I used my bias to fold it. If your fabric is long enough, you can fold it with your folding allowance. See how it came out. I will just arrange it. If you want the gathers to be fuller at the side, you now adjust the elastic that side so it will be fuller. That's how it will look like. Very neat. Please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.